Welcome back to another UNC football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you were watching us on our YouTube channel, that is called Tar Heel Illustrated. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me is our director of football recruiting and jack of all trades, Miss Deana King. And Deana, there are two future Tar Heels competing for state championships this weekend, both of them in the state of Georgia. THI Adams, who attends Swainsboro, Georgia High School, and Kaleb Cost, who attends Sandy Creek High School. They are both playing in state title games. They're the only two members of the class of 2023 still competing. You have a pretty good piece on our site loaded with really good information about both of them from statistics and otherwise. And their big games this weekend. And let's remind people, state champions in Georgia are really, really good. Elijah Green was a three-time state champion in Georgia, and he waited his time at Carolina, and when he finally got his opportunity, voila, look what you got. You got maybe the best running back in the program right now. So, Deana, let's go ahead and start with THI Adams. We're going to talk about both these kids, about the seasons they've had and their state championship opportunities coming up this week. So THI Adams is a three-star athlete, 5'11", 173 pounds, like I said, from Swainsboro, Georgia. They're playing Prince Avenue Christian. Both teams are 13-0. They play Saturday. Is it Saturday?
I think they play Thursday.
Yeah, because they rolled out the title games for a few days, so I'm all.
And they're playing at one of your favorite facilities, the Georgia State. Yeah, that stadium. Yeah.
Why? That's a dump. I had no idea. You get a state. I'll tell you what. I've been to the high school stadium in Valdosta, where both the schools in Valdosta play. That's 1,000 times better facility than where Georgia State plays. They should play it there.
They play Thursday night at 8:00. THI. Just an athlete, when we talk about when he first committed, back, he decommitted from East Carolina and then, committed to North Carolina. He's an athlete. He plays quarterback there for Swainsboro. He's they've played 13 games and he's only played in 9 because he had an injury. And now he's back. I think last week was the first time that he has been back in action. So he's had a pretty good year, playing on both sides of the ball. A little bit over 1,000 yards in total offense. I think they mainly run the ball majority of the time. He's only passed for a little bit over 400 yards, but they got a really good kid, big, highly ranked recruit coming up that everybody's wanting as well. But he's been playing on the defense side of the ball, has a good, some good stats there, but he's all-around player.
Yeah, he's attempted 36 passes. Do you know what kind of – I know there's like Elijah Green played in an offense in high school, basically ran the ball all the time. When I went to a game when I was down there a few years ago. Several of us on our staff went down to Florida State. That was the game when Nick Weiler kicked the game-winning field goal. And the night before, we actually stopped off in Valdosta for a high school game. And it was just smash-mouth running, man, physicality up out the wazoo. Do you know what kind of run game they play? Because he's only thrown 36 times, and in 9 games –
I don't know.
I'm not very good at math, but I think that's 4 times a game.
I don't know if they run like a wing tee or a wishbone or some kind of more running,
triple option.
Yeah, or some kind of RPO where they mainly 18. Run.
He's completed 18 passes and 8 of them are touchdowns. I'm thinking that they use the run, and every once in a while they set up a deep ball and they go over the top. So that would be impressive if so. 452 yards on 18 completions again means he's hit on some big plays. He has 11 rushing touchdowns, and defensively he's got 30 tackles, 2 TFLs, a couple of INTs, bunch of pass breakups, caused a fumble. So he's kind of all over the place. He's obviously a leader on this team. If you play quarterback and you also play defense, that means that you're the dude that when you speak, the rest of the guys listen.
Yeah, I've followed him ever since he committed, and he's had some good games. I think last week I think he threw 7 passes, so they didn't really, they don't really throw the ball.
That was dialing it a lot. That was dialing it a lot, given some of his numbers.
Considering his other totals, but he had only played in 9 games, and he didn't really specify what his injury was when I spoke to him. But I do know he's very excited about the upcoming chance to play in a state championship. He said that they had worked hard, and he's really excited about signing day that's coming up in a couple of weeks. He's really excited about becoming a Tar Heel.
Yeah, December 21st is signing day. We'll have loaded coverage that day, and there's also basketball that night, so it's going to be full with all kinds of stuff. Is he enrolling early?
I'm not sure if he's going to be an early enrollee.
Does he? I could be totally wrong, but does he also play baseball?
That's Kaleb Cost.
Caleb Costa, that's right. Okay,
I'm sure Ty probably plays other sports. I've never really asked him, but to be as fast as he is, I'm sure he probably does track or something like that. But Kaleb Cost does.
Let's go to Kaleb. I like all the guys that play baseball. I want to see these dudes track down fly balls in the alley. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite things in the world to watch. Kaleb Cost is a 4-star cornerback, 6 foot, 180 pounds, Sandy Creek High School in Georgia. They're 12-2, and they're going up against Cedar Grove. They're 11-2 to see the 3A finals. That is Saturday at noon. They're not going to make them play at Georgia State Stadium, are they?
All of them are.
All of them are there?
Well, I know that. Yeah,
Georgia's such a great state for high school football. They're making them all play there.
Yeah, their playoffs is 8 through. I think when I looked at it, 8 through the 10th at the Georgia State's facility.
Wow. Well, I know that Georgia State fans are going to think, "Why am I dogging?" It's just not a great facility, and I'm surprised because I would think in that state there are a lot of places you could play the games and. I know that they used to be in the Georgia Dome for a while before that imploded. So tell us about Kaleb Cost. I know you talked to him this week as well. He's got an opportunity to win a state title, a 3A title. I think that's what Elijah Green won, right? Wasn't it a 3A?
I believe so.
Yeah, because Ty Adams, by the way, is 1A. So Kaleb Cost, 3A, multi-sport guy, 4-star kid, big time. He's a corner, but there's a lot of things he can do on the football field and on it.
He's a really good baseball player, and he's the one that came up during. I think he visited when Carolina was playing in the baseball in the playoffs.
They were hosting the regional, and he was there that weekend and went over and watched them. I remember that. Yeah.
But Kaleb, he's a lot like Ty. He does everything that the coach and his team needs him to do. He was run the ball a few times, but made a major impact on the receiving end. Believe he has 10 touchdowns receiving. Special teams. He's a kid that Mac always harps on special teams. I could see him being a kid that returns kicks because he did so well for his Sandy Creek team, returning kicks and punts. So you need to have someone back there to make plays, and Kaleb does. And Ty, very excited about playing. He told me that has been their goal, their team goal, was to play for a state championship and win it, because they had basically a bad taste in their mouth last year of getting beat in the opening round. They've worked really hard, and he feels like his and this is what I like about Kaleb. I asked him how he felt, like what he thought of his play was this year, and he said he thought his stats were okay. But the main thing, he wasn't worried about that. He was wanting to win a state championship, and that tells me that he's all in, a team player and very team oriented, and doesn't care about stats. He just wants his team to win.
You know what jumps out about all these stats? 4 2-point conversions. Now, why does that jump out? Because you're talking about a 6-foot kid as a receiver, and in that short, small little space, he's gotten open for 4 2-point conversions, and he's made the plays. 2-point conversions are hard, especially when you pass. There's not a lot of room to get open. There's not a lot of grass to find, as Phil Longo would say. And you've got to be wide open in order to make those plays happen. It's bang, bang, bang. So the athlete in him, the guy that breaks on a drive to the alley in baseball as an outfielder, the cornerback who has to be quick and adjust on the fly and shift gears on a dime. That's what he's shown with the 2-point conversions. He's shown that he's got that elite bang, bang, bang athletic ability, and he's got the hands to go with it. I think that's impressive. 2-point conversions are really hard.
Well, it didn't break down. It didn't break down if they were rushing or receiving, and with him running the ball a little bit.
Well, he's only run it a few times.
Just makes him even more dangerous that he can be used, in a rushing situation too. So
yeah. Well, but still, he's only run the ball a handful of times this year. So my guess is there probably at least a few of them are. But even still, 4 2-point conversions that's elite. I don't care what level you're playing. That's elite. And that's also a guy who's on a team that's either very aggressive or they were behind a lot and they had to, or they like to shovel, they like to shovel dirt on their opponents. So Kaleb Cost and THI Adams, 2 future Tar Heels with a chance to win state titles this weekend and get some bling. That'll be pretty cool if they're able to do that. I always like seeing kids reach their goals, especially when they're so team oriented. Any final thoughts on these 2 kids and their opportunities this weekend?
Both young men, like I said, are very thrilled and excited to be signing with North Carolina. I know with the season not ending like a lot of Tar Heel fans would like, these 2 guys are very energetic and ready to come to Chapel Hill. I'm not sure if Kaleb is an early enrollee. We'll find that out. We usually find that out after the signing day. Mac always lets us know, who plans to be early enrollees. Yeah. But signing day is not far off. And if any of our subscribers or watchers are living in Georgia, go check these 2 young men out. I'm sure they would appreciate the support there in those championship games.
Most big-time baseball kids usually stay and play their senior year in baseball. And also, if you do go to the games, I will say this. It's Turner Field where the Braves played for a long time. It's also where the 1996 Olympic ceremonies were. So there's actually a lot of cool stuff there. I just didn't like to set up for football. I didn't think it was –
the address, Hank Aaron Drive.
Yeah, Hank Aaron Drive. So I will go there again just to be on Hank Aaron Drive. So that's pretty cool stuff. And I would be remiss if I didn't throw my respect to Brett Friedlander and say that there ought to be a Chipper Jones Drive, Dale Murphy Drive somewhere around there too. So because he's such a big Braves fan. Anyway, THI Adams and Kaleb Cost stay with Tar Heel Illustrated. We'll have some coverage. We'll have some information on how their state championships go. You might be able to find them online. I'm sure they're on TV. You can find stuff online. It'll be streaming or something like that and watch how they perform this weekend. And don't forget, guys, for just $8.33 a month, you can be a Tar Heel Insider too. Right now, through the course of this week, starting last weekend, we've actually run everything for free, except the premium message board. There's no way to make that actually free, but all of our content's been free. So you guys can have a chance to check it out. Tar Heels been losing. And we figured, you know what? Right now is a good time to give people something so they can check out what our premium work is like, and Deana's premium work on these guys and going into their state title game is actually free. So you can check that out and get all that information as well. She's Deana King. I'm Andrew Jones. We appreciate you stopping by.